on time. Absolutely bang on. Um, First of all, hi, Milbillie. Thank you for coming in again. And
this is a story about how I got some guitar.
Sorry about that. First of all, I believe that the technical issues that you encountered on Monday night are now fully resolved.
100%.
Good. Excellent.
Got a new computer.
New computer. And everything saved that you wanted saved?
Yes. It's all backed up on my drive.
I'm getting an echo. Have you got the headphones on?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's much better. So first of all, you know me, I like a bit of a wind up. The huge breaking news here in the UK is, well, let me pop it up, and we'll have a look at this first of all, and you can tell me your thoughts. So would it be fair to say that when it comes to baseball, obviously you would be a Milwaukee Brewers fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where the Milbillie comes from? The mill bit?
Well, the Milwaukee part comes from that's where the mill comes from. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a long story on how I came up with the name Milbillie, but basically me and my buddy were sitting in his living room watching Squidbillies, and we started talking, and I was like, we're Milbillies, and he was like, hey, that's catchy, so it stuck.
Oh, well, I see. So in other words, a little bit like hillbillies, but you're Milbillies.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's good. Okay. And I know for a fact that you're a Tottenham fan. So let's just quickly run a Spurs fan. Let's just run from White Hart Lane. So the breaking news here in the UK is that Gareth Bale is going to be coming back to Tottenham. There's a little bit about it here. Gareth Bale will fly to London from Spain on Friday before completing a move to Tottenham from Real Madrid. Bale spent several hours at Madrid's training ground on Thursday, where he is understood to have undergone part of his Spurs medical as he closes on a deal that will see him return to the club that he left in a world record 86 million transfer 7 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, by the time Kathleen Zellner has finished with Wisconsin, Stephen Avery would easily be able to afford 86 million to buy him. But I suspect he's got his mind on other things. I think that's really what's happening there. Yeah. Bale is expected to be joined on his flight to London by teammate Sergio Reguilón. Both Bale and Reguilón are likely to meet conditions that will enable them to avoid quarantining upon their arrival in London, along with having arrived from an elite sporting environment where coronavirus protocols have been adhered to. The players will both need to have returned negative test results within 5 days prior to entering the United Kingdom. And this is the most important thing. Bale is keen to play for a club where he believes he will be respected and appreciated again. Although he played for Wales twice this month, he is not fully match fit, and is expected that it will take a month for him to get back to his best. But boy, when he's at his best, he's absolutely unstoppable. And I must admit, I watched Everton versus Tottenham last week, and oh dear, it was painful. You know, I mean, Everton weren't that good, but just the lack of energy from.
I don't know. I've been disappointed with them the last few years.
Yeah,
especially when Leicester won it all.
Yeah. Real Madrid have agreed to let him leave on loan in order to get his 500,000 a week wages off their books, and Tottenham have made all the running to sign him this week, as well as being frozen out by Zinedine Zidane. One of the commentators is what did he call himself? On something on Zidane floor.
Yeah.
Who is that? There is somebody that comments, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Murder on Zidane floor, I think, is it?
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, Zinedine Zidane, of course, the French World Cup captain who has won it. I think won it. He's played for France twice, didn't he? When they won the World Cup. Bale has had a difficult relationship, as well as being frozen out by Zinedine Zidane, who is now the manager. Bale has had a difficult relationship with the Spanish media and Real fans, and he is looking forward to making a fresh start back at Spurs. Meanwhile, Manchester United considered making a move for him as a backup option to Jadon Sancho, but they did not make an offer, even though they have tried to sign him on numerous occasions since he was at Southampton 13 years ago. Well, anyway, that's the latest news. And look, pal, I really hope that Spurs can get the best out of him, that he can get them playing well, because there was nothing better than Spurs a few years back when they were really playing well, wasn't there? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were really good to watch, particularly under Harry Redknapp. Anyway, all of the American viewers are probably wondering what the dickens we're going on about. So I suppose we should return to more normal things. And you know what? The first thing that I thought, that I wanted to ask you. You know how when people subscribe to your channel, you get a notification.
Well,
When did Kathleen Zellner subscribe to the Milbillie channel?
I don't think she has.
Well, I think she should do. I definitely think she should do, because of some of the information that's coming out from these phone calls. You were going to tell us a little bit about how these phone calls, or how you came in possession of, being able to share them with us. Would you like to just expand on that just a little bit?
Well, they originally came from Seeking Truth for Good.
Yeah.
I say thank you again. They had obtained them a year before I did. A group of people I'm understanding. My friend Braun reached out to her. She shared them, and then I began to go through them.
Yep.
And that was over a year ago now.
Yep.
So I still continue to listen to it all the time because more things pop out of me every time.
Yeah.
I ended reading reports that now match up with a lot that said happened in Queso. A lot of it is true, but they manipulate the narrative a lot.
Yeah. Well, if Kathleen Zellner and her investigator Kirby, if they haven't subscribed, then I'm sure they watch and listen, because there is some very interesting stuff coming forward. I mean, what are your thoughts on the stuff that they have released? Do they do you think they've gone through all this stuff and vetted it and thought, there's some stuff that we better not put out there, but there's one or two bits that they really don't have any option?
Well, from what I see, as to video interviews, I don't believe we have Jody's full interview because they talk about letters that they intercepted from Stephen and Debbie, and we don't see that.
Right.
And Earl's audio interview, I believe there's portion missing of that because they begin talking about stuff. They don't talk about anything, and then you go to the next tape, and it's, oh, aren't you glad you told us everything now? But he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So, and then there's Jody calls that are not being released. Interviews with multiple people.
And I think we've got. I'm going to add that to the screen. I was going to get you to explain one or two of the sort of, if you like, the landmarks that we need to be aware of in all of this. Obviously, we've got the salvage yard there. We can clearly see, yep, Steve and
Steven's
what
trailer.
what was Barb's trailer, which is now actually Chuck's trailer, although I don't think he lives there.
No, he does.
Oh, does he live there now? Does he? Right.
Yes. No, remember back in 2005, this was a field.
Yep.
And there was a road that went in between Stevens property and Cuss Road. And a little tidbit, during the whole time of Stephen being incarcerated and the early goings of the investigation and everything, after they got the property back, they parked a school bus on Avery Road, blocking it off so people wouldn't come in here. And Dolores and everybody was leaving the same way to exit and enter the property.
Ah, right. Okay. And where we hear about the fact that 4 miles of road around the Avery Yard was sort of blocked off for this investigation. Can you give us a rough idea as to what area we're talking about?
Well, they had a checkpoint here.
Yeah.
Jambo Creek and 147. Their command posts were set up right here.
Right.
So anybody that's signing in and signing out on those sign-in and sign-out sheets are signing in right here on Avery Road to even get into the property. And then they had blocked off 147 and Q right here.
Yep.
Later in the investigation, they then blocked off Cuss Road.
Right.
And then right here.
Wow.
Old Y Road.
Yep.
They basically blocked off any way to get in this general area.
Yep. Okay. Now we hear about the West Twin River and the East Twin River. Can you just show us where those are?
All right. This is the East Twin River.
Yep.
The infamous turnaround.
Will be that bit back there. Yep. 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 Which is where obviously Kevin Ramlow.
Yep.
Saw and obviously the West Twin River, because presumably the city of Two Rivers is called Two Rivers because there are these two rivers that converge on it.
Yes, there's the Eastern Twin River.
Yep.
There's also small little creeks too, like Jambo Creek.
Yeah.
And they both, like, here's the West Twin River. It runs right along Q.
Yep.
And then where it crosses 147 is right here. This is where the turkey hunters spotted a Ford vehicle parked right here with the man with waders walking either towards the water or in the water.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yep.
And then we have Twin Bridge Road, where they sent the dogs to search on the 6th.
Right.
We got Tuma Lake, where we have a dispatch call about a guy reporting seeing some suspicious activity. Wow. And he lives on the lake, and there's only 2 houses on this lake. So
yeah, this
is a rural area. So naturally, if he's somebody there, he's going to take notice to it.
Sure.
We have now we have a dispatch call where a lady calls in and says that she's seen Teresa Hallbach heading in this direction on 147 and sees her turn onto R.
All right.
Now that fits with Stephen Avery saying that she turned left towards Larrabee.
Yeah.
Here's R right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now the lady doesn't say if she turned left or right, but As to her cell phone pings, she pings over in this direction off the 310 by Zippers, west of it. And then we got the infamous Cuss Road, and I have the GPS coordinates of the burial site.
All right. And is that the one with the blue dot there?
Yep, the tree stump.
Yeah. The infamous tree stump. Oh, sorry. Is it possible to show us where, is it Wilbert Siebert that saw the RAV being driven in?
All right. We have Wilbert Siebert's house, which is right here on the corner of Jambo Creek.
Yeah.
Not only did he see a RAV in another vehicle entering the quarry on Thursday night?
Yeah.
Or Friday night. His daughter calls because he's seen vehicles driving around in the quarry.
Yeah.
And they tell her, oh, it's probably law enforcement. Mm-hmm. If they were law enforcement vehicles, he would have rarely noticed that. And do you recall the report of the girls that heard voices in the quarry?
Oh, I'm not sure about that one. To tell the truth.
They lived right here.
Right.
On Halloween, they snuck out of their house because they observed a fire in the fire pit. Right. And they heard voices of two men talking. We also have queso photos. They went into Manitowoc's evidence storage, and they took photos of this exact location, along with deer camp. And Cuss Road.
Yep. And is that the little caravan at the deer camp or the trailer?
Yeah, there used to be 3 trailers now there's only 2. There used to be a red one right here. It's gone. There's also a report of a strange vehicle being spotted over here.
Right.
And they collected evidence right over here in this driveway. Mm-hmm. You hear Colborn, and it's in the Manitowoc audio transmissions, requesting Dr. Crawley to be contacted ASAP. He's talking to Sturdivant, and I can't remember the other officer by heart, but
that's great. So the thing that I think I've picked up on is the fact that you've mentioned before that you hear in phone conversations the mention of the term both body and mention of bones. Chronologically, do the mention of bones come after the mention of a body?
Well, that's Stephen Avery's interrogation.
Right.
He was arrested on what day?
Well, I believe it was was it the 8th? Was it Monday?
November 9th.
Was it? No, yeah.
They arrested him at Earl's house. They took him to the hospital.
Yep.
If you read the DCI report, Fassbender reports that they recorded his conversation from Earl's to the hospital. They take him in, do the prints and everything, still the swabs.
Yep.
Then they go from the hospital to Two Rivers Police Department, again, recording everything that's being said. We don't have those audio recordings.
Right.
While they're interrogating him at the Two Rivers Police Department, Wiegert says, we found bones today.
Right.
Which is the 9th.
Yeah.
And then every time after that, he referenced her as they found her whole body.
Mm.
The dogs took us to where her body was.
Yeah.
I believe it was Bushman's dog that took him to where the body was.
Right. One or two comments about the yes, Shane Henry, Andrew Colburn owned a Jeep back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it was a white Jeep, and I'm sure that's one of the vehicles that was seen by Silbert, wasn't it?
Yep, William Siebert.
Yep, yep. I mean, if we go back to that sort of area that we're looking at, it's quite clear that
Well,
the
just
salvage.
because Siebert said Jeep doesn't actually mean it was a Jeep. It might have been
Oh, no.
Jeep styled vehicle.
Exactly.
People back then, if they seen a tire on the back of a car, they referred to it as Jeep, unless it was like a Hummer.
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit like I don't know what you call them over there, but over here in the UK, every vacuum cleaner is a Hoover, even though very rarely are they actual Hoovers. They are now Dysons and other things, but it's just one of these things. You always refer to them. If you don't know what the car is and it reminds you of something, then absolutely, yeah. Tell you what, you can see how thinned out the cars are there, can't you? The salvage cars.
Oh yeah, back in 2005, it was.
Pat.
Yes.
Yeah. That's really really good to have a look at those. The sort of layout at the land, and as I say, it's like when you consider that they've blocked all the way up to, Highway 47 to the turn off. Is it Q?
Yep, from Q to Jambo Creek.
I mean, that's such a huge area, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the other thing I was going to ask you, did you get the sense that when these recordings are being sought and released, do you get the sense that that some are being withheld, maybe deliberately? I think you're saying that.
If it wasn't for Remaker slipping up when Beauty was cross-examining him, and he asked him what he did to prepare for his testimony, he referenced that he looked at his reports and reviewed his audio recording.
Yes.
And that's when they get tipped off that there is even audio at all.
Yes. And that's how we get to hear Jacob saying, is Steve Navy in custody again?
I asked Jerry Buting if he had the audio. Did they have it analyzed? It was a yes or no question. And of course, like lawyers do, he didn't answer my question. He says he recalls, he don't remember if they did, but he remembers hearing phone calls with Wiegert, but still again, didn't answer my question. But I understand he's not going to be yes or no because he is going to be called. Yeah, but we're missing Jody phone calls.
Yep.
Multiple. And those were handed over to Calumet County on the 8th by Dennis Jacobs.
Yep.
All the recordings from Steven's cell phone to Jody and his house phone to Jody. And we also had phone calls from his mom's to Jody.
Yep. So as well as I say, the stuff that's probably missing, that people have asked for and they're very reluctant to give out. Do you think that they're beginning to regret giving out the ones that they have thus far?
Slowly, they are releasing things because I recall like 2.5 years ago, somebody had FOIA'd her journal and it was denied. And then about 8 months later, somebody else had FOIA'd and then they got it. So it's always good to keep FOIAing for things because you never know.
I mean, obviously, for a lot of people,
it don't cost anything to request it. You don't have to pay.
Yeah,
you get it.
Yeah, I mean, but one of the things that I'm sure concerns a lot of people is the fact that Wiegert is now the sheriff of Calumet County. As sheriff, do you know if he has a say in what does and doesn't get released?
He signs off on everything.
He signs off, right?
Every time something gets denied, whose name's at the bottom of it? Mark Wiegert.
Yeah. Right.
It's just like when you go to Cali or Manitowoc, it's what the hell's his name? Larry Levina.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a new sheriff there. Herdman retired, so things.
He did indeed. he retired. I think it was either the 4th or the 6th of January 2019, and now we've got Daniel Hartwig. Is it Hartwig or Hartman? Hartwig.
Still, though, 90% of the people that are in charge of that sheriff's department were involved in the Avery case.
Oh yeah, yep. In fact, we see Hartwig actually escorting Brendan in one scene.
Yep.
When he's just a police officer.
Colborn too, Greg Shetter, they're all there.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how the same people that are finding things are processing the evidence.
As you say, they're still there. But I think
it's the same people. It's Jeremy Hawkins, Bill Tyson, John Dietering, Mark Wiegert, Fassbender, Eisenberg.
Yep. I mean, for me, the problem is, if people have got an issue with them, who do they turn to? Who can you turn to? Can we just quickly have a look and just acknowledge some of the many people that have tuned in? Because I would like to just a quick hello to. Let's see, we've got Carl Mann, we've got Alice, Dark Side of the Moon, Aussie, Addiction Mouse. Let's come on down. It's going slowly. Oh, here we go. We've got Sharon Sunshine, Bean Green. Let's come on down. I'm sure you made a comment at the beginning to say that you were here, but I didn't see that. Oh, Shaken but Not Stirred. Hi. And, there we go. Milbillie, Crockett Thompson. See ya. Diction Mouse. I think I mentioned that. Shane Henry, that we answered his. Sorry, Milbillie.
Big Jeff's out there, I see.
He is indeed, yes. Yes, I did see that.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. And, Milbillie again. T1's there. T1. I hope he's enjoying his spanner. He's got a big blue spanner now. Did you know that? Bob Bailey. Hi, Bob. And come on down a bit more. Come on down. Being Green, Bob Bailey. Crockett. Hi, Crockett. And Dark Side. Oh, Debbie G. Hi, Debbie. And let's see what we got. Yeah, Jeff's here. Hi, Jeff. Oh, Gloria Glenetsky. I hope I pronounced that right. Do you know if I've got that right? And then we've got Dr. Silkman. Yeah, there was a comment there. Dr. Silkman, nothing beats having local knowledge of the area. It's great to go there and see. Yeah, that's a great picture. Thanks for that one. Let's see what else have we got. For some reason, this is going slow again. Keep accessing, keep there. Eventually get there. Jeff and Shane and and Sherry. Hi, Sherry. The dudes, auntie. So Sherry's here having a look and made a comment about the fact that he's starting to find this case really interesting. And of course, as far as I know, of all, and I was saying this to you on Monday, as far as following this case is concerned, I don't think anybody goes back further than you, do they?
Oh, there's people out there. Eric Cohen was on before me. I've been aware of the case since inception. So
yeah. We've got Rachel Knapstein, Gloria, Alice. So
there's these 4 guys that do like behavioral analysis, and they did one on Stephen Avery. They posted it yesterday. It's about an hour long, and I don't know. Only one of them actually knows the case. The other 3, I don't even think they watched the documentary.
You know, it's interesting that because I went down south last month, the middle of last month, and on the way down, Eunice said to me, I really want to get back in and watch the Making a Murder again and go through them all. And she has. She's gone through all 20 episodes. But and Jamie's here and Carla, hi there, and Sherry Lynn Pontillo, and she said on as we were coming back up the road, listen to some podcasts, and it was amazing how many people were getting like basic facts about the case wrong.
Mm-hmm. I've seen plenty of people like cover Making a Murder, just like they have like just randomly. And they get it so twisted. It's
I mean, I suppose in fairness, it is a pretty complicated case, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah. Oh, Susan Lee is here. Hi, Susan. I think we've covered everybody that's here. Listen, I'm not going to keep you much longer. I've got to get up early in the morning, and so's Eunice. What I was hoping is that if we could get back to doing this on a bit more regular basis, and you could share with us some of the stuff that you've discovered, that would be really handy.
I just post things that I found interesting or peculiar.
Yep. I mean, again, I'm asking you to sort of use your sort of judgment and sort of estimate. Do you get the sense, though, that Queso might be running around in a bit of a tizzy at the moment?
Well, the fact that they did a follow-up investigation after Zellner took on the case.
Yeah.
That's very telling right there. That's why I'm excited to hear what Investigator T has to say, because he has not watched the documentary.
Right.
We're just bringing him the stuff that wasn't seen in the documentary.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Hi, Susan. Oh, hi, Fen. Fen's here as well, and Sherry Lynn Pontillo. It's. So as I say, if we could, I'm really glad that we've got that you've got your computer sorted and sound and everything. That's great. Look forward to seeing some more little stuff that you've discovered. So, some of them are just very, very short little clips, but I presume there'll be some longer ones as well at some point.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Foul Play posted all the Queso audio, so if you want to listen to it there, you also can do that too. Yeah, I just posted the things that I found interesting.
I was going to say it's rough. I mean, it's difficult to quantify, but does it take quite a long time to listen to stuff and find snippets that you find useful, or do they just crop up over and over again?
I don't know. I was going through listening, trying to find a certain call because I remember everything I heard.
Sure.
Now I'm writing everything down. Yeah. So I can go back and just go to the timestamp, because all of Calumet audio is timestamped and dated. It's Manitowoc that's a mystery.
Right.
And there's only 79 dispatch calls in all for both lines. It's a crock of shit.
It probably is, yeah. Wow. So is there, you were saying about these conversations that Steve would have had with Wiegert and Fassbender when he was arrested. Are there any other things that you're hoping at some point to get a listen to?
They recorded everybody's statements when they first talked to him. That's natural police procedure. So they have records of everybody's conversations. I want to hear it all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because all we see in Queso is a summary of what transpired. We don't have word for word what was talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dennis Jacobs talked to Bobby Dassey. Dietering talked to Bobby Dassey on the 5th. What did they talk about?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'm just looking for the truth. We have no proof what actually happened to Teresa Halbach. We just got this far-fetched story.
Yeah, I was going to say, does the
And
Kathleen Zellner,
I'm talking about what the prosecutors try to say happened. That's no way in what they say happened did. There's no evidence at all, but to
no,
even Brenda Dassey whatsoever. Not a speck
yeah,
of evidence.
yes, yeah, absolutely. But the obviously we hear about the fact that Teresa turned left and apparently turned left again onto Q.
Our
Sorry.
That's what Zellner believes. But we have, like I said, we have a dispatch call. That's why I like to get if we get access to all their lead sheets.
Yeah.
Because lots of times Manitowoc takes a call and they say, "Oh, we're not handling the case. Call came in."
Yeah. I mean, do you get the sense that the idea that she was sort of directed to Cuss Road and that's where she was attacked? Or do you think it was a case of she was attacked elsewhere and then taken to that place on Cuss Road because of the proximity to the yard?
Mm-hmm. I believe whoever, if she was placed there after the fact, whoever did that thought it was Avery's property. That rules out law enforcement.
Right. Because they would know that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Listen, it's been great having a chat with you, and I do want to keep it nice and short, and because that way I can, as I say, and invite you back on again, and maybe we could do something next week. Just to catch up with where things are looking, because I think it's important to keep looking at the various aspects, and just I'd like to thank you for putting up your screen there and showing us all the landmarks of the case. Obviously, it's as you were saying. Sorry.
There's more. I mean,
yeah. Well, as I say, anything else that you're happy to share with us, then that would be great. I mean, I think I asked you on Monday night, your thoughts at the moment on the 1 or 2 RAV4 theories. Have you got a leaning at the moment?
I still believe there's more than one.
Right.
I don't believe the car found on Avery's is hers.
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I have my doubts.
Sure. And again, I'm asking you to speculate here quite a bit. Do you think there really is a RAV4 in a container somewhere?
I hope there is.
Yeah.
But they gave the bones away, so why wouldn't they get rid of that too?
Yes, it's going to be absolutely incredible to see what the Court of Appeals.
They had no idea making murder was going to be made. They had no idea the spotlight that would be put on this case.
Yep.
They thought they'd get rid of it, and then Stephen Avery, he's done. He's never going to get an appeal.
Yeah. So, just one question before you go. What would be for you, if you like, the most damning piece of evidence against the state that Kathleen Zellner has got? Would it be the handing back of the bones, the holding back of the CD? The
bones, that's a violation right there.
Yeah, of statute. But they themselves made up. Yeah. Yep.
The only way they're supposed to get rid of that evidence if the person that's responsible for this crime is dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's another question. I was kind of alluding to this earlier.
It's happened before. Milwaukee in the 90s. They were cleaning out they ran out of storage for their evidence, so they just started throwing stuff away.
Yeah.
This lady was raped and murdered underneath the Hone Bridge after a night at Summerfest. She went to a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Her friends were leaving. She said she wanted to stay. She was seen talking to a gentleman with a cowboy hat on. And then next day she's found dead underneath the Hone Bridge. Well, they got a rape kick on her, got some evidence, but the Milwaukee Police Department, when they cleaned out their evidence, they threw that away.
Mm. Yes, we've certainly one of the dude's cases is that Scott Davis case where something like 50 items of evidence suddenly go missing. There's a question from Bob. Does Wiegert have control of the RAV? I believe it isn't. It's supposed to be in Calumet possession, is it? No.
No, it's in state's possession. I believe it's in Milwaukee.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's in the Milwaukee State Crime Lab. There's one in Milwaukee. There's one in Madison.
Yeah. And which one is it that the lovely Sherry Colhane is based in? She's in the one at Madison. Yeah.
And the most messed up thing, they're storing evidence at a friend's building.
Yeah.
That's where they're taking all the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's right off of Hickory Hill Road, right outside Calumet. It's not even listed as a storage place. It's just somebody's outbuilding that they have. So they were storing the cars together prior to them obtaining the separate containers that they got on the 11th.
Right. Let me see if I can just you answered that question from Bob Bailey, who asked about the who had control of the RAV4. Right, it's, as I say, it's coming up for 11 o'clock in the evening here. I'm going to say cheerio. Thank you so much for joining me again. As I say, really pleased that you've got your screens up and running. In case anybody's wondering, the thumbnail to this video was the picture you sent me of all your control room of the case. Well, enjoy the rest of your day off. Working tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Right and early, 7 in the morning.
Oh, lovely. Right, I'm going to say cheerio if you'd like to say cheerio to the ones that have joined us, and we'll catch you soon. Thank you very much once again, Milbillie, for your wonderful expertise.
No problem. Anytime.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Cheers.